Welcome, everyone, to Know Who I Know, presented by Elevate Relationships, the podcast that dives into the heart of community. Join us as we explore the powerful connections that shape our world, one guest at a time. In each episode, we'll uncover stories of how these incredible individuals made an impact and show you why knowing the right person really does matter. All right, let's get to the show. Welcome, everybody. Back again, your boy William Scarborough, back for another episode of Know Who I Know, where we're going to be talking with people that I do life with every day, people within my community. So today I got a special guest. This brother right here, he does a lot of things. He is a musician. He cuts hair. My man's a DJ. He does it all. And depending on which day it is, you can get the music, you can get the keys, or you can get them clippers, depending on how he feels. I got today with me Mr. Reggie Williams, AKA Barber Keys. Am I right? What's going on, bro? How's everything, man?
Doing good.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good.
Man, I'm so glad to have you here. I promise you, man, this is highly anticipated.
Yes,
Because one thing I love, like we have natural conversation in it. I just want to keep it flowing, bro.
Always,
All right?
always.
So the first question I would ask you is this. So this is what I ask all my guests. Do you remember when we first met?
Yes,
Oh boy.
I do remember when we first met.
Oh man. You want to share or should we edit this?
So if I'm correct, when we first met, I think it wasn't an official gang,
Uh-huh.
but
I remember.
I think you were a part of like a little group of guys that was like tossing cats, like that was giving them the business. Cause y'all was like the biggest freshmen in the school. And y'all was I don't want to say bullies, but I'm gonna be like y'all was just
We were bullies.
you know what I mean, little freshman security guard giving them the work. Giving them the work. It's about a good 3 or 4 of
Oh
y'all.
man, I forgot about that. Yes.
Giving them the work. Yeah, giving them the work.
Oh man. See, okay, so my introduction of you was this.
Yeah.
Because you and your sister and I, we were in the same class.
Yep.
And Tish used to always run her mouth. And I would always run my mouth back at Tish. And she was like, well, I'm going to get my brother with you. I was like, your brother?
So who's that?
Yeah, like who's that? So I remember me walking down the hall. And all I hear is this dude runs coming down. And I'm like, ugh, I'm like, who is this? And she said, oh, that's my brother.
Yeah.
So you stopped and you looked at me and you were like, what's up? I was like, I don't know what's up, bro. And then she's like, well, this is my brother. And I was like, you know what? I don't want no smoke. Not today.
Yeah.
Because you were at least at that point like 2 feet taller than me. I didn't want no problem. But that was how, like, your sister was my introduction to you. And I promise you, bro, from that day, just listening to you sing, and I don't know if you remember this, but you started off playing drums, didn't you?
Yes.
I remember
Yes.
Another funny story. We came to Salisbury Evangelistic. Was it? Okay. So my grandfather came there to preach.
Got you.
And I remember we came with a choir and I had just started playing the drums. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna kill this tonight. Like I was feeling myself, I was good. So you were on the drums and you were just, all nonchalant, just playing. And I don't know what song they did, but bro, you did like a couple of runs and all this other stuff. And I was like, I can't play the drums behind that dude. So I sat there, they were like, hey, it's time for your choir to come. You got musicians? I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm gonna send this one out. I'm gonna send this one out.
I was just send this one out. You got this. But bro, like watching you from that point forward, I realized like music is in your bones.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So when it comes to music, like where did it come from? Where does your love for music come from?
My love for music is both of my parents.
Okay.
So my mother sang coming up from childhood, and my dad was the organist at the church before he passed. So I've got, on my mom's side, my mom is the only person on my mom's side that's musical. But on my father's side, everybody's got a little something that they do. Between singing and playing on my dad's side, everybody's got something that they're kind of talented with musically. So when those two energies married each other, they just
it made you.
Yeah, it just made me. So I'm like, don't know whether or not I want to sing or play or do both of them at the same time. But that is that's the blessing of having, you know what I mean, two parents that are talented musically. You know what I mean? You kind of get both of that kind of
married.
married into each other.
So did you already know how to play the keys, or that was something you learned?
No, I didn't. I was inspired from my dad. I never got a chance to really hear my dad. I just got memories of, you know what I mean, when I was little and he would tell me don't touch the organ, and I would touch it and he tapped my hand. So I was kind of always after that. I started off on drums, actually, before the keys. I had a couple of teachers, but I didn't exert the discipline that was needed for the lessons, so I didn't stay with that. So mostly I ended up learning how to play by ear, which was a handicap. But as I got older, my inspirations were, she's a pastor, both of them are pastors now, Pastor Connie Ennis and Pastor Mandel Copeland.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And in my adolescence to adult age, she started off the sculpting with the discipline and the passion, and he basically sealed it. You know what I mean? And it was almost like a mother and father, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
He gave me the discipline, gave me the structure, gave me what a father kind of gives a son in the sense of home. Like, you got to do it. This is what you're going to do. I'm going to assign you a task, give it to you. And it basically it did a lot of sculpting. And that was from visually seeing and one-on-one hands-on. And then from there, I just took, to me, almost like I did with my mom and my dad, I took the best of both worlds and kind of compiled that and structured, you know what I mean, what I was able to offer the body of Christ musically, along with, you know what I mean, my level of excitement. But watching those two in ministry really, 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 really blessed my life. Really blessed my life. And when people, even now, when they talk to me about music, I always revert back to that. Yeah. And even my childhood pastor, Apostle Margaret Johnson, she's musically inclined, which a lot of people, if you've been there, you've seen.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So when she gets on that keyboard, you know what I mean?
Yes.
She'll play. And she's only going to give you like 2 minutes.
But she going to give it to you.
She going to give it to you.
And another thing she'll give you, I'm in the middle of Walmart, and she see me, buddy, put them hands up.
That's right.
She will give it to you in a minute. But nah, that's dope, man. And one thing I want to say about you, I've watched you up close from afar, and we've done life for a long time.
Yeah.
And you have a specific sound. Like me and my wife has this conversation all the time. Like when we talk about musicians on the shore, hands down Reggie. Like that's just us, hands down Reggie. Because dude, you have a sound that I don't hear many other places, and it's amazing. Like I'm gonna tell you this short story, and I'm gonna get to the next one. The last time we preached at your church, my wife wasn't able to go, but she asked me how the service went. I said, babe, I know God moved, but that daggone Reggie messed me up. Because I try to be a narrator when I minister. I love telling stories. And you started playing in the beginning of me ministering all the way through, and you helped me tell the story. It was your music that motivated me to tell that story. And I was like, yo, put me back on the books. I want to come back. Crystal, if you listening, put me on the books. I want to come back. LTM, I want to come back. But nah, it was just beautiful. In listening to that, it was like there is a different space. There's musicians, then there's minstrels.
Yeah.
So it's like, what takes you? I mean, like, let me rephrase that. What caused you to get to that place where your music stands out?
I would say two things. Tagging back to what we were saying earlier, it's visually being able to see it, understand what the articulation looks like and sounds like, and then merging your achievements, your tears, your pain, your suffering, merging all of that together. So it's like when somebody says this come from my heart, like it literally is bred from my heart. You know what I mean? A lot of people, I know one of my brothers came to the church and they walked up to the organ and they was like, dude, I need you to do something for me. And I was like, what? They was like, man, do that thing you do. And I was like, thing you do? I do. they was like, yeah, do the thing you do when you get excited. And I was sitting there like, it was like, woohoo, do the thing you do. So I literally did that. But what I understood in that moment was there's a certain type of passion and joy that's expressed that's uncontrollable, unrestrained. And he just wanted to have that locked into a sound that he could hear when he's not actually in church and play it back for whatever his leisure was or ringtone.
Wow.
But sometimes, like you said, it's just the sound of wherever it is and what it's connected to. So hypothetically, if it was anger, that's what would come out, right? So if it's joy, excitement, gratitude, thankfulness, when that just comes out of you, it's connected to everything that you do. And when it comes out, it's hard not to be affected by it. It's hard not to be affected by it.
And see, that's a beautiful thing that you don't necessarily have to be able to read music to play music because it comes from here. You know what I mean? And
I wish I did. I wish I could though.
Right. I understand.
Only reason why is because I think from just at my age of 43, I've learned that when it comes time to minister, the more you are knowledgeable about your craft and your skill, then the more area and space, you know what I mean, the more it has something to work with.
Yes.
Now, granted, you know what I mean, you could be blessed to the wazoo and overnight you can have it, but it doesn't work that way for everybody. You know what I mean? So if it doesn't work that way for you, then you have to spend that time and disciplining yourself so that what you do offer, you know what I mean, is that of adequate use on the skill level of what you have. The anointing is good. I think the anointing is good and you have to have it in ministry and even outside of ministry when you just, you know what I mean, every day. But I do see, just in my years, I do see the definite need for fine tuning and discipline.
That's good.
You know what I mean? And it goes good. It goes good for the most part with everything. Like to me, there's nothing that I do that I don't look at like this should give God glory. So how can you fine tune it? You know what I mean? Even with being a barber, this should give God glory. So I don't see my worship in here, even though I don't have a keyboard, I don't see my worship in here no different than my worship in the sanctuary. You know what I mean? I'm cutting somebody's hair and they're like, yo, we like your cut. I'm like, to God be the glory. And that's something that was, you know, bred in me from a child. But it's like, as long as you continue to put in person in the flow of what's going on, like the results are like through the roof. I mean, through the roof. And it's a level of excitement when it's, you know what I mean? It's a level of excitement attached to the finished product.
Yeah, most definitely. And I like to say this too. When you said that, it made me think of even myself, like when you want to advance or go further, you have to kind of look at different influences to help you get to that place, because sometimes you can get there on your own on some things, but why do that when sometimes the path is already laid for you?
It's already laid.
So the thing I want to ask you is, because I listen to your music when you play, and then I listen to, when I'm in the barbershop, the music that you listen to, and I'm like, this isn't commercial music. Like, this is some good stuff, because it's almost like, you know how people listen to the ballads, but then there are people that listen to the deep cuts?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when I go into your shop, I'm hearing sounds that I don't normally hear. So it's like, who are your influences? Who do you really listen to? Because there was one guy that was playing, he just did a run, and you could get yourself together for like 30 minutes.
So I've got, my people, but my people I got my far people and I got my near people.
Yeah.
So I would consider my far people who I admire that I can't touch.
Gotcha.
Right?
As far as skill levels, or gotcha.
I would consider my close people I could touch. I can have a conversation with. I could talk to you. So my far people are people like, it's not even that many. My far people are Corey Henry and Glenn Gibson. I love to sit down and just listen to them articulate what they've experienced in life through music. Those are my far people. My close person is one person, and that is Pastor Mandel Copeland.
Really? Wow.
Yes. I remember as a kid listening to recordings on WDIH and recording it and just playing it back and listening to it. Then I remember being in services, I think when I was the drummer over there, just being in complete, times when I was the drummer, complete awe from the drum set, but then when I wasn't on the drums and I was sitting in the audience, just in complete awe, literally from watching, like I said, what he's experienced in life, you know what I mean? And sometimes you don't know what people have experienced,
Right.
but you can hear it in the depth of their expression. And it's almost like water. You know what I mean? You pour water over a crowd, you can see everybody got wet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's been my close person, and they've been the people from afar, you know what I mean, that I've witnessed and watched different things, you know what I mean, that their music has kind of crafted in the earth today, literally. Like looking at, okay, this is what they put their hands to, that's the result. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
I've had a chance to watch Corey Henry from a kid, different videos on YouTube. Look at what he's doing today. Glenn Gibson from when he was a kid, teenager. Look at what he's doing today. Pastor Copeland from, I haven't seen him since he was a kid.
Right.
Because I saw him when he was
He's been
grown.
doing it a long time.
Yeah, he's been doing it a long time. But a lot of people don't know a lot of the giants on the Eastern Shore that traveled the world doing music came out of his lineage one way or the other. And I'm honored. I mean, I'm not a giant, but I'm honored to listen to the compliments, you know what I mean, that people give when I'm out to minister, knowing that I'm one of the people that sat at his feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
So that's a complete honor to me. I mean, when I say it's big, like I can almost start crying right now, but I ain't gonna cry right now. But it's stuff like that is big to me because a lot of times I'm real heavy on men. I'm heavy on men. I'm heavy on connectivity. You know what I mean? Didn't have my dad. My dad died when I was young. But I'm heavy on stuff like that. And I believe you're able to be impactful even if you're not blood.
Right.
You're able to change a generation. You're able to affect a generation. You're able to affect a culture. You do not have to be related. You just have to have something in common. You have to have somebody you want to instruct.
Yes.
And you got to have somebody that wants to listen.
Yeah, most definitely.
You need those two things.
You got to in order to grow.
You need those two things.
That's beautiful, man. I like that. That's really good. So the next question I want to ask you is this. So I didn't know Mandel was that big of an influence. That's beautiful, though. Seriously, I did not know that. So with that being said, when you look at the landscape of where music is now, and I love your opinion on this. When you look at the landscape of where music is now, like, what do you think about music today? Do you think that social media has really influenced it in a positive or negative light than what it should be? What do you think about that?
I think one thing social media has had the influence to do is embody pride.
Okay.
The only reason why I say that is because, yes, social media does give you the exposure, but to a certain degree on a lot of levels of ministry and music, you don't see a lot of people with the genuine authenticity of it's totally him. You see a lot of people with that mixture, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
And I understand because doing the history through biblical, artifacts, looking at the Bible, other things, it's very easy. It's a real thin line. It's very easy to get it twisted.
Most definitely.
It's very easy to, you know what I mean? Somebody can give you a compliment, oh, like a haircut, or a service. Somebody can give you a compliment, say, you sound good tonight. And it's so easy to get in the car and be like, yo.
Yeah.
It's all
yeah.
Like I think that's
It's true.
You know what I mean? Which was Lucifer's his issue, pride. So I think social media has had the impact of embodying pride. And in certain ways, just it's a benefit if you use it
For the right reasons.
For the right reasons. It's just sometimes everything doesn't need to be recorded. I mean, it's good because you do want to be able to go back and look at the moment that it changed. Like if you can, like if there was a moment like this conversation, like if we left this conversation in, let's say 10 years from now, I'm a millionaire, which I'm gonna be a millionaire.
I receive it.
Right.
You remember me.
But here's the thing though, we would look back at this moment and we remember the day that I articulated, I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So social media and the influence of it, it does have its purpose and it serves good. But I just think a lot of times, if your heart is not already on a humble level, it can fly you.
Yeah.
Like it can be wind under your wing, and before you know it, you higher than you think. You higher than any drug, anything you can drink or smoke, and you just don't know how you got that high, and you don't know how to come down because you know what I mean. You're flown by a source that to a certain degree you got no control over.
Yeah.
You can't control how many people look at your video. One minute you go from I shared it to next thing you know you're viral.
Yeah.
So 1 million people done seen you. You know what I mean? Positive or negative. So I mean, it has that kind of influence and that power in today's time. But I think as long as his heart is good and as long as you stay humble and grounded, you're kind of safe. You know what I mean? Because people can put wind under you, but they can only put as much wind as you let them.
Most definitely.
They can only put as much wind as you let them. Because even with me doing music for 43 years, it would have been easy for me to say
43?
Well, not 40. Ooh. Yeah, I'm 43, but I haven't been doing it for 43 years.
No, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah. That's a long time. It's infused in you.
It's infused in me. Yeah. Because I feel like literally like my mother sang when I was in the womb. She told me that. So it's like ever since I knew about music, before I knew what I knew, I was already connected to it.
Yeah.
Because in the womb, I was being merged. I was being, you know what I mean? So with that being said, social media, like I said, as long as you stay grounded, it can't fly you. It can't push you beyond, you know what I mean, what you let yourself be. But you have to keep reminding yourself, like it's not me. You know what I mean? It's not me. Because as many services I've been to and different stuff that's been happening in my music ministry, it would be easy to say it's me. You know what I mean? But because I was brought up in a generation where God is given all the glory, no matter what the situation is. When you hear a compliment, that's the first thing your mind clicks to is, I want to give God glory in this. Because if you play with it a little bit,
that's true.
It'd be the small foxes.
That's true.
And that's all you need a lot of times. Even in situations, that's all you need is the echo of that in your ear. Oh man, yo, that just was me, yo.
That's facts.
You're like, yeah, that just was me. And before you know it, you know what I mean? It's hard. And then when somebody goes to show you any kind of love, admonishing, or rebuke, then you like, who you talking to?
Yeah, you ain't talking to me, bro.
Who you talking to? Do you know who I am? Like, y'all don't move without me. Y'all don't shout, y'all don't worship without me. Yeah. Oh, whoa! But it's social media gives you the view, because I've seen ministers of music or people in ministry, like the pastor tell them like, hold off 1 second. Oh man, they start packing up stuff and sorry.
I've seen some of those too. I did that one time.
You packed up?
No, yeah. It was early on. That's what I said. I've been changed. Early on, I was playing the drums. I was playing the drums, and my grandfather was like, "Hold up, y'all. I was like, "Who do you think he talking to? We rolling right now." But then I realized, because my grandfather would rebuke you in a minute. He called you out in front of everybody, and I was like, "Okay, I've learned my lesson."
When I said so many stories of admonishing, I remember I was singing one time, and Pastor Copeland singing a group that we was in. And singing, we was doing okay, but we had our little moments of pride as well, you know what I mean? He told everybody, sit down. So we all sat down, everybody sat down, the band was chilling. He went outside and got rocks. He got a rock for every singer and put it on the stage in front of our mics. He said, I don't know what y'all think this is. He said, but when you think that it's revolving around you,
these rocks are crying out.
Woo!
That's good.
It was a very humbling moment.
Yeah.
But it changed the game. Because I can look at everybody who was connected to that level of influence, and their life and their perception and articulation of music is something that is sought after in the earth. It's a need for it, and the influence of it is greatly felt. But you gotta have those moments. I mean, I had another moment where I did something, I can't think of what I did, and he called me aside and he was like, I love you, man. You my dude. Like, you my man. He said, but whenever this gets more than what it is, he said, this is ministry. This is not friendship. He said, you decided you don't want to listen to me, there's the exit.
Wow.
But in today's, like today, oh man.
Take your time, man.
I was doing a service, a hair service. And I look back, like I said, you got the moment where it changed, and you got the moment of where you are now. So we was doing, I was doing a haircut service, and he stopped, and he was like, yo, man, I'm so proud of you, yo. So you got the moment of, anytime this changes, you can take the exit, but you got the son that stayed through the rebuking, the admonishing, to the man that was, you go from 21 through all this stuff in life, you get 43, and he literally named everything he's watched me do.
Wow.
Music, barbering, DJ, ministering the word, fathering the kids, being the husband. And he was like, dude, he was like, you don't know, I'm your biggest fan, yo. Wow. And he's like, I'm so proud of you. And I could see the tears well up in the eye. He had to walk out. But it was just that moment. But it was just that. You know what I mean? Being able to see like 21. You know what I mean? It's wild. But you still have to, you need that admonishment to being 43 and looking back at everything. And it's like, yo, look at what you've achieved. If you're not keeping up with it, I've been here the whole time keeping up with it, and I'm proud of you.
Wow,
you know
that's
what I mean?
good, bro.
So I got a ton of stories, a ton of moments, but it's good. It's good. It's good. Like I said, I'm not gonna cry.
Hey, no, let the tears flow, bro. Let the tears flow, bro. But this is a moment of gratitude. It's a moment of gratitude, and I think that that's something that, as you get older, you become more grateful, and you begin to reflect a lot more. I know for myself, I find myself reflecting a lot, and they'll tell you now, like, I cry more now than I've ever cried. They call me the weeping prophet now. So that's all I ever do is cry. You know what I mean? But it's gratitude, man. And when you understand your path and you understand where you come from, that's why I look at you and I'll be like, yo, you my guy, Reg. Because I've seen your path. And to see where you are, like, it's a mindset that you have that I believe God wants everyone to have, as far as musicians are concerned. Gotcha. You know, everyone to have, and it's that mind where, you know, it's about him. And when you allow it to flow from here, everything flows from that, you know? And it's just amazing, bro. Yeah. It's amazing. All right, but I don't want you to cry no more, so we're gonna change the subject a little bit. I got a few more questions for you. So I've seen you go from musician to barber. I'll never forget, it was back in, how long you been barber? Like 2015, 2016, something like that? 2016? The reason why I remember.
So by the time you came, it may have been 2015.
I think you had already been like 2 years in or something like that.
All right. I started 2014 here in studio, but I was cut maybe 2 years before that in Daystar. But by the time you came to me, I was in Saul's hair studio. So that's about a good 12 years total now.
And I always say when you get a good barber, you don't leave them. My wife, so cause sometimes like when you weren't available and like I needed a cut, and she's like, "Why don't you?" I said, "No, you do not get another barber." The reason why I say this because I'm gonna tell this story. I ain't gonna say those days, but the reason why I came to you was because I had an experience where a barber was cutting me in his house. And here I am, head half cut. And he's like, hold up, man, I'll be right back. Left for 30 minutes. I'm sitting in his house with his wife, head half cut. And he comes back and like, he's all amped. He's like, yeah, man, come on, let me finish cut here. I was like, you know what? This is my last time in here. And my wife was like, hey, babe, why don't you try Reggie? And I was like, Reggie cut? And she's like, yeah, Reggie cut. So then I came to you and we've been rocking ever since, bro. Now you cutting my kids.
Yeah, a lot of people. And me, I don't want to say matriculating, but me being the jack of multi things, a lot of people don't know a lot of stuff I do until they see me doing it. Like they be like, they see me DJing, they be like, you DJing?
Yes.
Or they see me at church and don't know because I mean, outside of I come to the church with the barber logo on my shirt, you know what I mean? They don't know. You know what I mean? Then they get in the barbershop and they're like, so the keyboard player cuts hair? Or they see me cutting hair and don't know, you know what I mean? I'm the minister of music for the service that they're either preaching for or, you know what I mean, it's my funeral or something like that. And they're like, you a barber and a keyboard player? So I'm like, I mean, it's a blessing.
You do it all. Barber, keyboard player, minister, DJ.
It's a blessing.
Like you just do so much and it's so inspiring. Yeah. So when you think about being a barber, Like, you see how demanding times are and sometimes how styles change. Like, how do you keep up with all this going on?
Now this is where social media comes in. And the only reason why is because being merged with a generation of older set of barbers, I can see how social media will allow them not to pivot. Only because of access. So older, you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
The older generation, the wiser, I won't say wiser, but the more mature generation is not as apt to go to Facebook or any kind of social media, Instagram or something like that, and just start flipping through photos or flipping through tutorials, because that's not the time they were brought up in. And the age and time that we were brought up in, the way you kind of update yourself is whatever's updated. You get yourself to that portal, that access, that YouTube, and you just study. So that's how kind of we stay on top of things, you know what I mean? You see whatever the latest is, you see what the buzz is, what people talking about, and some things you bring into your bag and other things you don't, because it can be, I won't say everything's not for everybody. So you have to make sure whatever it is that you use first embodies you. You know what I mean? And I learned that from watching other people. You know what I mean? Somebody had a style or something that they wanted, and the stylist or the barber was like,
I've seen you do some good stuff.
yeah, it's like, yo, I'm not gonna do that. And I was like, good. He was like, I'm not gonna do that because it doesn't give the best reflection of me. You know what I mean? And everybody's different. You know what I mean? Because as you know, I'm a very optimistic person. You know what I mean? I don't mind being the only person in the room against everybody. It's like it is what it is. I don't mind having healthy disagreements, because I believe I can love you and still disagree with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's been times, you know what I mean, I told people, they'd be like, well, how you think? And my motto was differently than the other person who was older than me that said that. My motto was, I don't gotta wear it. So you tell me what you think.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, if you ask me how I think it looks, I'm a you know what I mean? But I've realized, and one of the things that with my shop I've kind of built off of is you're your best self when you're confident. You know what I mean? So whatever cutting style brings that tiger or that growl or that nail, that's the cut you need. If it don't bring that out, put that back. Don't use that. That's like going to cut a piece of steak with a butter knife. Like, why we using that?
Right.
You know what I mean? It ain't gonna get the job done.
Right.
So it's like, no matter where you are, you don't always have to be on flex mode, but you just give off a certain type of energy with confidence. Now, it's not arrogance, because a lot of people get that twisted.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're able to love yourself, think you look good, think you're, you know what I mean, special, or think you have something to offer people without being arrogant. And I think a lot of times, I mean, it's not talked about enough, but a lot of people get that mixed up. They think people are arrogant, and for real, you connect to them and you talk to them, and they're really down to earth.
Yeah, and it's just confidence.
It's just confidence.
You can't help but be confident. The last thing I wanted to say is this, man. Like, I really, really do appreciate your time, you know, to do this. And y'all, just to let you know, we're sitting in his new barbershop in Cambridge, Maryland. What is this, 416?
416.
What's the name of the street?
Mirror Street.
Mirror Street, 416 Mirror Street in Cambridge. Please come check my man out. He's setting everything up. It's still coming together, but we're just so grateful that this is my barber. I'm going to follow him wherever he go. If he go to Easton, we coming to Easton. You know what I mean? My boys is good. Where you at, we coming. So I have a few questions that I'm going to ask you. These are true or false. Okay. All right? So the first question is, I'm going to start off easy. Are you a DJ?
True.
True. How long you been DJing?
For about 4 years.
4 years?
3 to 4 years.
All right. You kill. There was one event I went to, you were DJing, and I heard some stuff I never heard before, and I was loving it. All right. Next question. Are you undefeated in foot racing?
So.
Good.
The answer is false.
False? Oh, come
The answer
on,
is
man.
false.
Okay, false. Okay.
So just short. I'm gonna be real short. I'm gonna be quick. I ain't gonna be long. I'm gonna be quick. So I was smoking everybody at the shop, right?
Yes, you were.
So after I was smoking everybody, they called these cats down here from. Matter of fact, no. One was from college. The other one was from high school. Uh-huh.
right? So I was smoking everybody. They called Madison Copeland. He smoked me. I got a couple, I got a couple smokes. I think maybe one of my godsons may got me too. And I fell. It's on social media, so we gotta make sure we throw that out there just in case somebody go look for footage. Yeah, I fell. You know what I mean? So we got that one. But yeah, they call this track star from UMS.
Really? That's unfair.
Listen, dude.
That's
By the
unfair.
time they said on your mark and said go, I was still on the starting line. He was at the end looking at me like, Mimi. Smoke me.
Really?
He smoked me. But I mean,
hey, I'm gonna say this.
We're gonna put a link, put a link to the last race.
I'm gonna say this. The last race I saw with my own eyes, you were undefeated. And I can promise you, he's the only man I've seen run barefooted on stones and still wet. Like, he killed it.
43, man. We didn't have shoes and socks back then, man.
We did, bro.
It was go outside and race with your bare feet.
And whatever showed up, we showed up and we did it.
Now, the next morning, I was in pain, crippled.
All right, this is the very last question. This is a good one. True or false? Did you used to be, we're going to your BC days.
Okay.
BC days.
Oh, God.
Did you used to be a part of an R&B cover group?
You know when they say you hear two voices? In my ear, I hear both. One was like, don't lie. The other one was like, say it ain't so, say it ain't so, say it ain't so, say it ain't so. Yes. Yes.
Now, hold on. Now, do you have to say no more? My other part of the question is it true or false that you pulled a flash from the 5 Heartbeats with your group? Meaning, you went solo and announced that you had your old album coming out while performing with your group.
Hey, I feel like this is one of them presidential interviews where somebody that gave somebody like the backstory. It was like, I didn't know they knew all that. That's true.
Yeah, you probably don't remember this, but we talked about that one time, and dude, I cried so hard.
Yes.
When I heard that story, but bro,
it almost got me cracked. Somebody called me knick-knack in public with my wife, and she said, who that?
Oh man, but Reggie, this was beautiful, man. I gotta have you back, man. You gonna come back?
I'm gonna come back.
You gonna come back? That's my guy.
I'm gonna come back.
Man, I love you, bro. And everybody, now you got a chance to know who I know. Reggie Williams, the barber, the musician, the minister, the DJ. My man does it all. But I promise you, we're gonna have him back because we gotta finish this conversation. I love you, bro.
Love you too.
I love you guys, and I pray you have a good one. Peace. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Know Who I Know. I hope you found inspiration and value in today's conversation. Don't forget to connect with us on social media, everything Elevate Relationships. Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Elevate Relationships. Until next time, keep building those connections, and remember, community is everything. And now you know who I know.